Hey, this is Randy Sanovich here with Norelle. She's about 7 months from having jaw surgery. Kind of came in. Tell us a little bit about what brought you in, kind of concerns.
Oh, I had been having pretty bad TMJ pain for close to a decade, but the main concern, as you can see in the original photo, that bite just didn't come together correctly at all, and it caused a lot of issues. The biggest one being that I just couldn't eat correctly. I was having to tear my food apart, and that just was getting really old, and I wanted the change. And we ended up in Dallas, and Sanovich is here, and it was just kind of meant to be.
Yeah, so we ended up talking a lot, trying to look at where we could put the bite as well as where we could put the upper jaw and the lower jaw to get them in a good symmetric position. We ended up doing a multi-piece LEFORT and as well as like a sagittal split. Dr. Matt McBride is the orthodontist involved, and you can kind of see the before and after. So far we're at 7 months today here, 6 months in the photo, but have a pretty good result. Still have some really good some swelling through here that's settling down. Each time I see her, it gets a little bit less. Kind of what's been your experience over the last few months?
I would say on the whole, it's been a really good experience. There's definitely been ups and downs like most jaw patient surgeries experience. And I would say the first 10 days were probably the most difficult for me. I definitely struggled with taking my medication, but once we were able to get through that, thanks to everyone, especially Dr. Sanovich, I felt so much better. And just getting home and being with my support team and my husband, healing just really took off from there. So I'm doing really good, especially for only being 7 months out. Everyone's recovery is going to be different, but this is my story. So right after surgery, I remember waking up and I actually felt pretty great, to be honest. I vividly remember telling my husband and my mom, I was like, this actually isn't that bad. Like, I feel kind of okay. And once we got to the hospital, I was doing okay for the first few days, and then I was discharged. And one thing that if I could go back and redo it, I would have practiced taking my liquid medication while I was there, because that ended up being a struggle for me. And I know it's not something that many people struggle with, but it ended up being one that I struggled with. And so if I could, I would have practiced taking those before being discharged. But once I was able to work through that and ended up being able to swallow pills and I was back home and comfortable, my recovery journey kind of just skyrocketed from that point. And I was doing so much better every single day. I felt like there was so much progress being made, and you could see it in the photos and the videos, and the swelling was going down, and I was just so much more comfortable in my own skin. And so that was really great to experience. So one of my favorite stories, just to let you guys know, when I got cleared to start chewing, the first thing I did was I took myself to a donut shop. I got a donut. I sat. You know, you wouldn't think that donuts would make you emotional, but they do. They do when you have jaw surgery, because it was the first time I was able to just bite into something. The first time in probably 10 years. And that was just a really special moment for me. And, you know, here I am 7 months post-op, and I feel like I can eat almost anything now. I mean, I'm not eating chips or peanuts or anything crazy like that, but I'm just eating normally, as we would call it. And I think that's such a special thing. But I think something even more amazing that maybe you won't think about with having jaw surgery is how it might affect you mentally. I feel so much more confident in myself. I'm not shying away from being in photos or videos. I'm comfortable seeing myself in the mirror because I recognize me. And I think that's something, you know, you just can't put a price tag on that. Like, that's just such an amazing feeling. And I'm so happy I get to experience that. Thank you so much for listening to my testimony. If you want to hear more about my entire journey with double jaw surgery, you can follow me on TikTok at Norel Marquez. And I just want to give a huge shout out to the Dallas Surgical Arts team and especially Dr. Sanovich for everything that they have done for me.